Okay guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Prepper Fitness channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about why your testosterone might be dropping. Now, clearly guys, with age, your testosterone starts to drop. Again, that starts around 30 years or so, 30 years old or so. Now, women do need testosterone as well, not as much as men. So this is important for you to listen to as well. Now, again, guys, when you clear 30, you start noticing certain things, especially with the lack of testosterone in your body. You know that your sex drive is not what it used to be. You're not as energetic as you want to be. You're always laying around wondering why the hell you're so tired. That can be your testosterone levels taking a nosedive, especially if you're drinking, eating, foods that lower testosterone, smoking a ton of weed. All of these things combined, stress, lack of sleep, will drop your testosterone even quicker. So being that we are over 40, we definitely need to start paying attention to what we're eating and our lifestyle, period. And a lot of that changes if you want to stay a certain way. If you want to stay sexually active, you need to start paying attention to how you're eating and how you're sleeping and what you're eating. That's the other thing too. So this all plays a giant part, guys, in our testosterone dropping is everything. Society today, the way the world is, you got social media, you're up late looking at social media, you're eating chips and Pop-Tarts or Pop-Tart Cheetos sandwich, disgusting, but I'm pretty sure someone out there eating it right now as we speak. All of these things, guys, add to your testosterone dropping, not to mention just the natural order of things. When you get older, your testosterone naturally drops. But then with all of the stressors and the things we're doing in society today, we're helping that along even faster. Now, stress, guys, plays a big role in slow testosterone production or slowing it down. We also have a lack of sleep, right? So both of those, guys, the stressful environment of today, the news, what's going on in the world, all of that plays a role in dropping our testosterone because we're being stressed out about it. We're looking at it on TV and going, fucking Biden again, you know? Or if you hate Trump, you're like, why did Trump scratch his left ass cheek? Like, these stupid stressors are what's bringing our testosterone down as well. Then you have the lack of sleep. Now, sleep, guys, is important. And I did a video on that earlier, I think last year. And sleep is very important. And if you don't get 8 hours, anywhere between 7 to 8 hours of sleep, guys, you are damaging yourself far beyond testosterone as well. There's a lot of things that start accumulating with lack of sleep, especially if you're one of those hard workers that stay up all night because you're doing something and then you get 2 hours of sleep, then you go to work for 8 hours and you come back and you do this shit all over again. You're damaging yourself. At some point, guys, you got to put the phone down and get your 8 hours of sleep. You want to start unwinding about an hour, hour and a half before it's time to go to sleep. That means staying off your phone, reading a book, read something, stare at the ceiling, whatever it is, start winding down, listening to mood music, whatever you need to do to wind that body down to get yourself in a state that's ready for sleep. You can also take pills that help you sleep. Now, I stay away from melatonin because melatonin makes me feel drugged when I get up in the morning. I take something called valerian root. Valerian root helps relaxes me, which puts me in a sleep state, sorry. Or you can take ZMA. ZMA is zinc magnesium. That relaxes the body and helps you sleep. These are things, guys, and with ZMA, it also helps with the production of testosterone. So it's there's a double whammy with that one. Helps you sleep, or relaxes you to sleep, and then it raises your testosterone as well. So with that, guys, sleep and stress is going to be the number one, not the number one, but probably the main reason. And then you're adding on top of it the building blocks of destroying your testosterone. Food. In society today, we have ultra processed food. If the food is not natural, guys, don't eat it. Pop-Tarts. I always go back to that for some weird reason. Pop-Tarts. Not natural, don't eat it. Twinkies, stay away from it. Things like that. Now, can you enjoy these treats every now and again? Absolutely. But should you be knocking them back every night? No. You just stay away from them. There are other foods that are natural but do have an effect on the testosterone. Mint and licorice root are two foods amongst many, actually, that knock your testosterone. Soy As we all know, there was a study done back in 2001 on rats, and soy, raw soy, raised the estrogen. Now, fermented soy doesn't do that, but the raw soy that we all eat here in the country, the soy lecithin that's in everything, that helps boost your estrogen, which knocks your testosterone down. Flaxseed. I've always heard that flaxseed raises your estrogen as well. You want to stay away from that. Trans fat destroys your testosterone. That's something you want to stay away from, especially guys in the foods that we eat. Again, if it's not natural, don't eat it. Try to stay as natural as you possibly can. Yes, again, it's nice to enjoy some of the treats every now and again, a Twinkie here or a piece of Spam there. That's great. But don't do it all the time. And try to lessen it as much as you can. Hell, even soda. I go on these kicks where I don't have soda for a while, and all of a sudden I'm drinking 3 cans in a week, right? When I was down to about 1 can a week. Alcohol. Alcohol plays a role in lowering out testosterone, or decreasing it rather. If you're knocking back bottles of whiskey a night or bottles or cans of beer, stop. It's okay to have the whiskey, the vodka, gin and tonic, whatever it is, here and there, or in moderation. When you go over that moderation, you decrease your testosterone. Now, at this age, guys, we need to use every single available information on how to increase our testosterone at this age over 40, hell, over 30. But you feel it more over 40, and especially over 45. So any one of these foods that's on this list, just stop eating it. Now, the kicker that I just realized is nuts. Nuts plays a role in lowering your testosterone. Now, nuts are good for you because of the selenium, magnesium, and the many other things that are good about nuts. So you have to eat nuts responsibly. I can't keep fucking saying nuts without thinking of nuts. Anyway, so this is the reason why nuts are bad for you or decrease your testosterone. I have to read something. Nuts are also generally high in polyunsaturated fatty acids, which have been associated with a decrease in testosterone level in older studies. So there were studies that have been done where they've noticed that nuts can decrease testosterone. Just modify the amount of nuts you might be eating. Now, I eat nuts once in a blue. I like macadamia specifically. That's once in a blue. And especially on diet, it's not bad, but you can't overdo it like anything else. Now, when I talked about ultra-processed foods, again, guys, that's something we need to stay away from. I don't know how much more I can stress that. You know, the Cheetos, I love Cheetos. I don't eat that anymore. Doritos, I can't eat that anymore because of the MSG in it. At least I think there's MSG in it. Because every time I eat it, I feel like shit. So I stay away from those foods now. But ultra-processed foods, guys, if it's not out of the ground or it's not roaming on the ground, you shouldn't be eating it. And if you're going to eat it, try to make it a treat that you eat here and there, not all the time. But ultra-processed food, guys, I don't want to get into this rant about ultra-processed food, but the reason why they're allowing us to eat it here, because in other countries, the foods that we eat here, they do not eat in other countries. And it's not even allowed in other countries. But we eat it here because a pharmaceutical company wants you to stay sick and get sick so that you can take more than meds. And keep eating like shit, you keep taking their meds. See how that works? Now, environment, guys. Environment is very important. The environment you live in is going to dictate how bad you're stressed out. Now, clearly, if you work at a fucking shithole of a job that you hate, that is undoubtedly damaging your testosterone. So you're going to have to do something about it. Now, one thing you could do is start letting shit go. Just be easy. Just be like, fuck it. Right? Or leave the job. But if you can knock some of these things off the list and your job is your only stress point, then when you get home, immediately when you get home, start de-stressing. Now, one of the de-stressors that work for me almost immediately is something called grounding. I've talked about it before. You'll hear me mention it a few more times, if not a few thousand more times. Grounding works very well. If you take yourself to the woods, forest, take your shoes off, and just stand there for 20 minutes to a half hour, you're grounding with the ground. The energy from the planet, believe it or not, actually works. There was a study done on a guy who had ulcer surgery on his leg. They did the study where he wore a shoe on his left leg and he was barefoot on his right leg. And his right leg healed a lot faster than his left. Reverse that. His left foot or leg healed a lot better than the right because he was right leg dominant, and they wanted to show because if you're right leg dominant, the dominant side of your body is going to heal a little quicker. So they did the opposite. That's what they did. So when that, guys, they saw, and they took pictures of the scarring on his leg, you can see that the left side scarring was already healed, and the right side was still healing. And so grounding is something that you can definitely look into. Don't believe me, but it also helps calm the body. So when you're standing on the ground, you actually start calming down. And with that, if you start meditation breathing, if you start doing that as you're grounding, you're going to drop your stress even more. Now, I know a lot of us who live in the city, we don't have that option. You have to actually get in your car, drive somewhere, be stressed out, yelling at people, cursing at them, telling them to go fuck themselves as you're driving to the point where you want to ground and come down. Then you get back in your car, you feel relaxed, you get back on the highway, and you start motherfucking people as you get back to your home. So you definitely got to work something out. I know there's a park across the street from me that I used to go to, and I used to ground there, but then everybody and their fucking dogs running around acting like assholes. So I don't ground there as much because I don't know if I'm standing in piss or fucking, dog lick, whatever. Anyway, my point is, guys, if you can ground, absolutely do it. All right, guys. Other than that, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.